This video is provided by Jollis Insurance to guide you through the Handbooks feature on ThinkHR. ThinkHR offers a living handbook feature available to all users that utilizes advanced technology to keep your handbook up to date on necessary policies and procedures to ensure compliance on a state and federal level. A living handbook establishes behavioral standards, communicates values and culture, and protects businesses from potential employee claims. There are two ways to access the Employee Handbook Builder. You can access handbooks from the home screen here, where you can go directly to the Handbooks library and view existing handbooks. You have the option to create a handbook, or you can view a user guide that breaks down step-by-step how to create your living handbook. Or you can click the Handbooks tab found in the top navigation bar. Now we are in the Handbook library, where all created handbooks will appear. To create a new handbook, let's go ahead and select the Create tab in the upper right corner of the screen. You will see New Handbook and New Custom Policy. A new custom policy allows you to create policies that go beyond what's already included in the Handbook Builder, like a pet policy, for example. We're going to select New Handbook. Then you will follow the steps to fill out the information relevant to your company. For this example, we'll name the handbook Demo Handbook. The handbook will automatically be set up to be compliant on a federal and state level. Your company name will be entered here, and there's an option to add your logo. You can identify how you refer to your company and your employees. You'll enter the name of the head of your company here, as well as their title. The primary contact field addresses who employees will contact when questions or concerns arise about the handbook. And you'll identify how leaders are addressed in your company. Last, you'll select the state in which your business resides. As well as stating the current number of total employees. It's important to note that the number of your employees will determine different laws and regulations specific to your size. Once you've filled out the required fields in the handbook settings, select Save and Review Policies, which will direct you to the handbook's table of contents. The table of contents is broken up into core policies and state-specific policies. As you can see, ThinkHR has spent a fair amount of time making sure all necessary policies are included. You can click into each section to see their corresponding policies. You'll notice next to each policy there is a symbol. These symbols identify policy types, and there is a key provided in the top right corner of your screen. The red star will identify if a policy is required. The blue circle displays optional policies. The orange lines identify when a custom policy is made and included. And the policies with a black circle and checkmark are identified as best practices. You can filter through the policies and decide which ones you feel necessary to include. If you find one that you aren't interested in, simply click on the toggle switch on the right to turn it off. You also have the capability to search for specific policies in the search bar located at the top. For example, if you wanted to update your sick pay policy, simply type sick pay. And that policy will pop right up. Once you go into a policy, you will see the policy's instructions, as well as the policy's description to explain the specifics. Each policy is previously filled out with information that's been reviewed by ThinkHR's partner law firm, making sure that the components are legally compliant, but you do have the ability to customize each policy if you wish. Feel free to incorporate your business's language and culture into these policies to make it unique to your company. Within each policy, there will be information in brackets. We advise against changing the information contained in the curly brackets, as it's where the company-specific information we completed earlier will be auto-filled in. However, the information in the square brackets with orange wording is meant to be customized, so go ahead and make those changes accordingly. Additionally, it's important to note that when making changes to a policy, be aware that alterations to the language could bring the policy out of compliance with federal and state law. You have the option here at the top to turn the policy on and off with the toggle switch. You can preview the policy, which fills in the information in brackets accordingly. Or, if you do make changes, you can always refer back to the default policy if needed. There are some areas, such as the About the Company policy and the Mission Statement policy, for example, that are left blank for your customization. Take advantage of these areas and use them to incorporate your company's vision and culture. In the upper left corner, you will find the Reorder button. This is where you will be able to organize your handbook to your liking. Simply click and drag to move policies around. If you make any mistakes or wish to go back, there is an undo button here. Or you can select Restore Defaults to go back to the original order. Once your policies are in the order you like, make sure to hit the Save button. The Actions tab in the upper right corner is where you will be able to add a custom policy if you wish. Let's go ahead and create a custom policy as an example. Simply enter your custom policy's internal and display name. You can decide if you want this policy auto-included in new handbooks or not, and enter the policy's language accordingly. Once you're done, select Save Policy, and that policy will appear at the bottom under Custom Policies. You can refer back to the handbook settings to change information such as the name of the company, update your company logo, and more. You have the option to download your handbook in Word or PDF format. Lastly, there's an option to view your activity stream to see the history of editing that's been done to your handbook. Once your handbook is complete, you will see it in the Handbook Library. As you can see, the handbook we just created is up to date and ready to be downloaded. However, this is a living handbook feature, so your policies will need to be updated regularly in order to remain compliant. When policy alerts and updates need to be applied, a red flag will appear in the upper right corner of the handbook. It is very important to note that it is necessary to keep your handbook updated, or else you will not be able to download it. Keeping your handbook updated is quick and easy. To make these changes, you will simply click on the red flag found in the top right corner of the handbook. Once you see your table of contents, there will be an orange button next to the policies that need to be updated. At the top, there will be an explanation of the policy alert. You will be able to review the previous policy next to the updated policy with the View Text Diff button. Once you've reviewed those changes, you have the option to accept the policy changes or dismiss the alert. Once all updates have been made by either accepting or dismissing the changes, you will once again be able to download your handbook. Lastly, if you ever need to delete a handbook, select Actions on the handbook itself, and then Delete Handbook. This has been the Living Handbook feature available on ThinkHR. If you have any further comments, questions, or concerns, ThinkHR's live support team is available for your assistance. Live advisors are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can submit your questions on the homepage and communicate through email, or call 877-225-1101 to speak to an advisor directly. Thank you for stopping by and have a great day.